What's up, everybody? It's Geekopedia here. Welcome back for another video today. And I'm so sorry this is a little late. Things have been going on my end, so that's completely my bad that I've missed a few days where I could have uploaded, but here we are. I'm finally going to be making this video, and here's my review for the 2023 remake of The Little Mermaid, which starred Halle Bailey as the main protagonist, Ariel. So, first off, I just want to say, overall, I've not really been a huge fan of these Disney live-action remakes, except for a few. Those being The Jungle Book, which was released in 2016, and Cinderella, which was released in 2015. Those are about the only ones that I really loved. All the rest are kind of like not as good as I wish they would have been, and a lot of them just kind of fall in the same trap of what's the point? Because we already have, like, infinitely better versions of these films in their animated form, in the original movies that were released that now Disney just seems so keen on remaking in live action for whatever reason. So, I just want to put that out of the way first, that overall, I've just not been a huge fan of these live action remakes. And, I was afraid that The Little Mermaid would kind of fall in the same trap there, especially after they released the Lion King remake and the Pinocchio remake, which I do not like those remakes at all. I've never really been a huge fan of Pinocchio, but even still, the live action one was kind of bad. And the Lion King, don't get me started on the Lion King. I might make another review video for the remake, but I'll just say this, I do not like the remake at all of The Lion King. So I was just scared that The Little Mermaid would kind of fall in the same trap there. But honestly, The Little Mermaid might be my third favorite of these remakes now. So I've got The Jungle Book, Cinderella, and The Little Mermaid now. I kid you not, this was really good. It was a lot better than it had any right to be. So I just want to say that right now. It was really good. The cast was all amazing. Halle Bailey was amazing as Ariel. She has such an amazing singing voice, and she was just so believable as Ariel, especially the kind of character that Ariel is when she's supposed to be like kind of like a fish out of water in a way. She's a mermaid that she's adjusting to things in the surface world, all without her voice. And so it was really cool to see that translated to live action form, and Halle Bailey just portrayed that so well in her performance. I can't remember his name, but the guy who played Prince Eric was really great as well. I really liked how they did him. It's been a while since I've seen the OG Little Mermaid, so forgive me if I get a few things wrong. But I feel like, did they change Prince Eric's motivation a little bit? Like, I knew he was adventurous in the old version, but in this film, his goal is to travel the world. He wants to leave his kingdom. Well, not necessarily leave it, but kind of like step aside from his like royal duties and travel the world, expand his knowledge on how the world works, and kind of like draw more connections to his kingdom and all these other kingdoms and everybody else in the world. So I can't remember if that's how his goal in the original was as well, but it really worked here. I feel like it actually did help draw a closer connection between Eric and Ariel. They're both interested in seeing the world and getting out of their comfort zone and leaving their little bubble that they've known all their lives. And it just helps draw them closer together. And there's a scene in this movie, the guy who plays Eric and Halle Bailey who plays Ariel, they have such amazing chemistry. Even though after Ariel gives her voice to Ursula, Ariel has like minimal speaking lines in this, so even though there's that, her acting is still so good that she's able to draw good chemistry with Prince Eric. Because there's a scene It's the kiss the girl scene where Sebastian, Scuttle, and Flounder are trying to like get him to kiss because they don't want Ariel to fall victim to like Ursula's curse, and Ariel uses the constellations to tell Eric her name. And I thought that was so cool. It was so adorable just to see them together. And all that time, I was just rooting for the both of them. And it was just, like I said, it was way better than I thought it would be. And it's way better than most of these remakes are. So, next, Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. She was probably my favorite part of the movie. I'm sorry. She nailed that part. I'm tied between Halle Bailey as Ariel and Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, but I might be a little bit more partial to Ursula just because Ursula is my favorite, one of my favorite Disney villains, and Melissa McCarthy just went nuts in this role. There's a scene where she's trying to find her potion so she can go to the surface world disguised, where she appears as like that girl Vanessa to try and trick Eric. She can't find her potion and she just loses it. She has a breakdown in her lair, and all of a sudden, her potion just floats beside her, and she's like almost instantaneously, like a snap, she switches back to normal. She's like, "Oh, never mind, I found it." And I thought, dang, she's doing good. And Melissa McCarthy was amazing as Ursula in the role. So, like I said, the casting overall was amazing. Daveed Diggs as Sebastian, that was amazing casting. I love Daveed Diggs. He is amazing. He was really great as Sebastian. Awkwafina as Scuttle. I liked her as Scuttle. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think she would have been my first choice as Scuttle, but she makes it work. She does really good in the movie. I will give her that. And I believe Jacob Tremblay plays Flounder. He's really good as Flounder. Then Javier Bardem. I probably mispronounced his name. I'm so sorry if I did. Him as King Triton is really great. The cast is the best part of the movie. I'm just gonna say it. The cast, everybody works so well in their roles, and they do so great. They all come to bring their A game in this film. So that's easily, in my opinion, the best part. The visuals are amazing, especially the underwater scenes. The underwater scenes are amazingly good. Like, there's a scene where King Triton discovers Ariel's, like, her secret hideout where she has all her collectibles. Ariel comes in, and there's a shot of Triton just at the top of this room, and there's like a little bit of sunlight beaming down on him, and it's just like a beautiful moment, like a beautiful shot, and I'm thinking, damn, that's actually really good. And then the whole under the sea music number, where you have Ariel and Sebastian singing the song together, and they're interacting with all these sea creatures. The colors, man, were so amazing. It was just, oh my gosh, it was amazing. So, yeah, the visuals are right up there too. It was top notch. Now, when they get to the surface world, I will admit it's not as impressive as all the underwater scenes, but they're still pretty good. The cinematography overall is splendid in this film. All right, so I poured my heart out on the visuals. Now on the positives, I mean. Now let's talk a little bit about the negatives. So, the biggest negative I'll say is probably one that most, if not all, of the live-action remakes have fallen victim of. It's that this doesn't really do a lot different from the original version. If you've seen the original A Little Mermaid, then you know where this film goes. This is pretty much, in effect, the same movie. It's just, instead of animated, it's live action. So I just want to put that out there. If you're expecting anything like hugely new compared to the old one, you'll probably be disappointed, because like the majority of the live action remakes, this one isn't all that different. Then I know I said the CGI in the underwater like places was really good, but the individual characters were kind of mixed. Now, the CGI on Ursula was, I thought, amazing until she transformed near the end. When she turned into that giant, like the giant sea monster, the CGI was a little wonky there. And two, the lighting sucked, so I actually had a hard time seeing what was going on in that final battle, which I think they just did that to hide the wonky CGI of, like, Monster Ursula. But still, it didn't ruin it for me. It's just it just felt out of place, especially when the majority of the visuals in the film looked really, really good. Probably the biggest negative I have was I feel like the relationship between Ariel and her father, King Triton, was a little bit undersold, or a little bit underdeveloped, I should say. I feel like they were trying to make Triton out as like this overprotective father who is wanting to protect his kids, especially after his wife was killed by a human. But throughout the whole movie, he just kind of comes off as like just a jerk instead of just an overprotective dad. I feel like if they had made like a scene where he's trying to connect with Ariel, because it's clear that unlike Triton's other daughters, Ariel is more of the outspoken, outgoing one. It would have been cool to see Triton try to like connect with her in that regard. Like he tries to see and understand her passions about the surface world and kind of like let her down slowly that she can't go instead of just like straight up saying, no, you're not going, that's final. So I would have had that scene. Then I think the part where he destroys her treasure room would have had a little bit more impact. But I don't know, what are you gonna do, you know? Like I said, compared to the other remakes, this one was pretty darn good. I'm not gonna lie. This, like I said, probably number 3 in my top 3 favorite live action remakes now. But with that said, this has been Geekopedia. I hope you liked this review. Please subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell because I've got a lot of cool videos planned. With that said, remember, God loves you and I love you too, and I'll see you guys next time.